Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of You Don't Need a Hamster, You Need a Therapist. Today I'm coming from my dorm in New York City, hence why I'm being a little bit hushed because it is quite late at night and other people are sleeping. But 2 weeks in, it's 2 weeks when you're listening to this actually, since I moved out here, and oh my god, has it been crazy. It's been such a whirlwind moving and then starting to live over here. It's been wild. It's actually inspired today's episode, which is you need to just do it. Whatever it is, go skydiving, talk to that stranger whose hair you love, move to the other side of the world, just put yourself out there. I think it's been really eye-opening for me because Americans are so much better at leaving behind any inhibitions than Brits are. So to come here where I can assure you absolutely nobody cares what you do has been such an experience. It was in my school orientation. There was a student panel and on it was a guy who was also from England, and he was talking about how the English are just so much more judgmental. He was like, it's what we do, we judge people. And I was just sat in the audience oh. And he was saying that's so much different to how it is here, and kind of you learn quite quickly, being on an acting course, that you can't judge each other. So yeah, and that's, it's not to say that the UK is good and the US is good and the UK is bad, but they're different, and this is one of the ways they are different. And I think what really sparked for me to do this episode was I was walking in Central Park. This man in his 70s was busking on one of the paths with his friend was playing the keyboard, and it was really cute, and he was singing all these songs from World War II, and it really I don't know what it was, I don't know whether it was feeling homesick or what, it really moved me, and I sat down on this bench nearby, and every time I kept thinking I need to get up and carry on, something was just keeping me sat on that bench to the point where I ended up being there for 45 minutes, almost an hour. And I kind of started to notice it, and I was kind of observing as a performer, but you notice that he's there singing and is so unfazed when people walk past without paying any attention or any notice or any kind of appreciation, or they don't stop and they just carry on walking, don't even acknowledge his existence, kind of thing. And I kind of realised that if this man had decided to give up, or decided it wasn't worth it, or there was no point in going to sing in the park, my day would have been missing that little spark of magic kind of thing. Not to sound cringe, but that added something to my day that wasn't there before. And it was the same yesterday. I was walking along the street and a man came up to me and was like, oh, I really like your hair. And I was like, oh, that's nice. And then he carried on talking to me, and I can't lie, at that point I did think I'm about to get murdered. But I kind of continued the conversation, and he then explained that he is trying to meet more people and do the the rejection therapy thing where you just go up to people and talk to them. He was like, oh, I'm just trying to improve my social skills by talking to people. And I can't lie, I did keep my guard up, and I would advise you to do the same. Keep your guard up, don't give away any personal details. But I did walk away from that interaction with about 5 recommendations of places to go in New York. I'd had an extra social interaction for the day, which, trust me, when you've just moved across the world, is kind of nice. And hopefully maybe I'd helped him with his experience as well. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you aren't doing the things you want to do, or you're not pushing yourself or putting yourself out there, then you're robbing yourself, but also everyone around you, of these magical moments that only come when you do. I think about that when I'm thinking about moving out here. This was my dream when I was a kid, was to come out and study in America, and then things get complicated as life does, and you realise that you have these responsibilities or reasons not to do it, and then for a long time those really held me back. And then earlier this year I had this realisation that so many of those reasons and responsibilities weren't there anymore, or were never there in the first place. I'm very fortunate that I was able to do this, and I don't want to ignore how much privilege plays a role in being able to do the things you want to do, because it does, and I think we should all acknowledge that. But I do think there are things in life we know we ought to do, but we never act on. So my challenge this week is to go out and do it, whatever it is, and you'll know what it is because something will have sprung to mind when you saw the title of this episode. So go and do it, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. I know this has been a very short one, but I think it has been a crazy whirlwind of a couple of weeks, and so I hope you enjoyed, because this is about all the comprehensive words my tiny smushed up brain can get out right now. So I'll see you in a couple of weeks for hopefully a longer episode, but for now, bye bye.